On the night of April 27th, the town of Sulphur changed forever. An EF3 tornado roared through the downtown area, obliterating everything in its path. Now months on, the rebuilding process continues in this resilient town, and in just over a week, another step in the return to normalcy will take place when the Sulphur Bulldogs hit the field for week 1 of the Oklahoma high school football season. Because here in Texoma, football is so much more than just a sport. It's a way of life. Across the next half hour, we're going to travel all across southern Oklahoma, meeting the players and coaches who will unite their towns, playing for the name on the front of their jersey rather than the name on the back. So let's get to it. This is the 2024 Oklahoma High School Football Preview Show.
From ABC 10 Sports, this is the Oklahoma High School Football Preview Show. Brought to you by Texoma Utility Equipment.
Well, welcome into our 2024 Oklahoma High School Football Preview Show. I made it here to the Sulphur Athletic Facilities, and now our Brigg Bates standing by down on the field with the head coach of the Sulphur Bulldogs, Corey Cole. Brigg?
Thanks, Adam. We are here at the home of the Sulphur Bulldogs alongside me, Coach Cole. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. First thing first, coming off a great season last year, a state quarterfinal appearance, what's it going to take for the Sulphur Bulldogs to get back?
It's belief, and that's been our motto all fall, all winter, all spring, all summer is believe, and believe in our teammates, believe in our culture, believe in our community, and that's what it's all about. I think we have the right pieces, but you never know until you start practicing and get those guys together, the chemistry and everything like that.
And Coach, coming off, a devastating tornado that, ripped through the town, what does it mean, to really get that football season going, and obviously got some upgrades coming here on the football field?
Well, I think it's one of those things, like every day we go to practice, our kids are going to be looking at what happened in our community every day, and it puts a lot of things in perspective. A lot of people lost everything, and our kids still get to play this great game that we love to play, love to coach, and we feel like we teach young men a lot of valuable life lessons, and what we went through last spring was a very tough life lesson, and that it's not about us all the time, it's about our community, about being servant leaders, and our kids have bought into that and done a great job. We don't want to forget what happened to us, though. That's who we are. It's part of our culture now, and that's something that we got to take with us in everything that we do this year.
Coach, you're losing a little bit this year, 3 guys going to play college ball, but you're obviously returning a lot of starters. What's this year's roster look like?
Well, we got 19 guys that have started 7 games or more for us in the past. We got about 7 kids that this is their 4th year to start. So we got a lot of senior leadership, but losing great kids that's everywhere. Everybody's dealing with that, and if you want to be a sustainable program, you got to have kids that have gone through the process, they've gone through the weights, the conditioning to get that opportunity, to earn that opportunity. It's why you play JV games, you play those games to give those kids the opportunity. So yeah, it's going to be tough to replace some of those guys, but we feel like we got kids that are right there chomping at the bit to take their opportunity and hopefully take this team to another level.
And lastly, a complete revamp of the district that you were previously in. Only one team returning to that district. What's it look like, playing these new teams, and what's that challenge that arises?
That we don't know a lot about them, but the thing about it is we feel great about having a veteran leadership, and I think that everything starts up front, and especially teams you don't know, the teams that you don't know a whole lot about. And our deal is we got to be really, really physical, and I feel like up front, some of the guys we have, Caden Cole, Justice Gillum, Nash Williamson and Brody Wallace, and some of those guys, Bear Webb. I feel like we've got some really, really tough guys up front that are going to make a huge difference.
Yes, sir. Well, it looks like the Bulldog offense will be clicking this year, and it looks like they're going to have a good season. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach Cole. Absolutely. And that's all we have. Adam, back over to you.
Well, thanks for that, Brigg, and you guys hit on it there. Last year, we had a 3A district full of Texoma teams. This year, though, they're divided up. Lone Grove and Sulphur together in one district, Plainview and Pauls Valley together in another. But with the talent these squads have, they've all got big playoff hopes.
The Lone Grove Longhorns have appeared in the playoffs for 4 straight seasons, but now Coach Curtis Cole, he's going to have to pull out some magic, as the Longhorns are about as young as they come, but he expects those former Longhorn senior shoes to be filled.
I want to say we're probably returning maybe like 2-3 on defense, 2-3 on offense.
Awesome.
There's some guys that played some roles, but yeah, we're replacing a lot of key pieces. But like I said, you're going to do that every year. Some years more, some years less, but we're excited to see what kind of these guys can do.
The Plainview Indians experience what football is all about. The little things, missing the playoffs by one district game in back-to-back seasons. Now the Indians return 15 starters, and head coach Joe Price believes that leadership will lead Plainview to the promised land.
Yeah, I just think we've got to get back to where we're, getting over the hump in those close games. There's a lot of really close games that we've played over the last year, and it's just little things where maybe experience was the factor, and so we've got to make sure we control those things this year, and with the amount of experience coming back, I think we should be able to.
The 2024 campaign couldn't come soon enough for Pauls Valley following a 35-28 loss to Lone Grove in its final game last year. The reason the Panthers missed the playoffs, but patience is a virtue. Baylor commit and star running back KTEN Knighton transferred to Pauls Valley from Wynnewood, and head coach Dusty Raper has 18 returning starters.
It's always good to have a lot of guys back because they know what we're doing, know our system. We're in the high in the preseason rankings and things like that, which kids and parents like to see, but our kids have been really focused and had a great offseason.
Well, we've introduced you to all of our 3A schools, but now it's time for me to head down to the field and join our Brigg Bates, where we're going to break out the name tags and introduce you to some of Oklahoma's newest high school football coaches. That's right after this break. Welcome back into our 2024 Oklahoma High School Football Preview Show. I'm Adam Ogburn, now joined by Brigg Bates. And Brigg, Ada, they went the farthest out of any of our Oklahoma schools last year, going all the way to the state semifinals.
Yeah, Adam, but this year's going to look a little different. They've got a new head coach.
Yeah, that's right, Brigg. He's got 2 tough tests off the bat. Durant coming to town first, and then Ada traveling to Ardmore for the Battle of the Cats.
Yes, sir, and there's definitely going to be some tough matchups between these 3 programs.
Ada is coming off its deepest playoff run since 2016, but the Cougars have a new head coach this season after Wade Boyles assumed the reins following Brad Osteen's departure to Wynnewood. Boyles has 18 starters back from last year's squad, and that's a huge plus as Ada looks to make it one step further this fall.
We got a lot of bodies coming back, and those guys really kind of took that on in the spring and the summer with their work ethic. So the hype is high right now, and the expectations are high always here in Ada. But these kids are out to try to prove something.
The Ardmore Tigers are looking for a bounce-back season after finishing 2023 just 1-9, but there's light definitely at the end of the tunnel, as the Tigers started 6 freshmen last season and dropping from 5A to 4A. And despite missing the playoffs the past 2 seasons, head coach Josh Newby hasn't lost an ounce of confidence.
If we could get back, into the playoffs and that kind of level, that's what we're shooting for. But it's easy to talk about and hard to do. So we've got to put in the work, and we've got to play with attention to details and really care about what we're doing. But I think this group can do it.
Now to our lone 5A team, the Durant Lions are on the rise after notching their first 500 season since 2016. This year, they've got a strong defense led by Arkansas commit Colton Yarbrough and an offense full of skill talent, and they believe they've got what it takes to keep the momentum going this fall.
It's been an uphill battle, but we're finally to a place where we've got record numbers. We've got over 100 kids out, 9 through 12. Our consistency in the summer, we're stronger, we're bigger, we're faster than we've ever been, and we have some kids that are really competitive.
And Adam, we just heard from the head coach of the Ada Cougars and their former head coach, Brad Osteen. He's back in some familiar stomping grounds in Wynnewood.
That's right, Brad. That's one of several coaching changes we had in Oklahoma over the offseason. So let's go ahead and meet our new Oklahoma coaches. It was quite the offseason for the Wynnewood Savages as they look to bounce back from a 3-7 season. The biggest changes, the loss of star running back KTEN Knighton, who transferred to Pauls Valley, and the hiring of head coach Brad Osteen from Ada. Osteen coached the Savages from 2009 to 2013, and he's determined to turn the tide at Wynnewood.
That's the culture. We win in the classroom, win in the community, win at everything we do, and that's the culture that we're creating, and so it's just an environment that you have to instill in kids that we're going to go do our best no matter what.
The Marietta Indians are entering a new era under head coach Chuck Terry. After finishing winless in 2023, Coach Terry is bringing life back to the program as they head into 2A Division I District 2 in hopes of reaching the playoffs for the first time since 2017.
I'm just excited to get it started, get it going. I'm just excited to see what these young guys are, because a lot of them's going to have to step up and play and get a lot of playing time. So I'm excited to watch those guys, and we'll just see how it goes the rest of the year.
Chad Elrick returns to coaching after 13 years working outside education to take over at Allen. He inherits a group that's gone 6-5 the past 2 seasons. Offensively, quarterback Bodie Garrett will lead the way, while defensively, sounds like the Mustangs will be keeping things simple.
It's really pretty exciting. I don't know that we're going to have to get very exotic at all. If we're healthy and we're eligible, I think there's some things that we can get done and play good, sound football.
We're going to go out there with the same mindset as last year, just go out there and hit them harder than they hit us.
The Valiant Bulldogs can't seem to escape the struggle bus after missing the playoffs for 3 straight seasons. Change was needed, and the hiring of Joe Jones is revamping the Bulldog program, and these Bulldogs are amped up.
We've been waiting for this since last year. With this new coach and all that stuff, we've been ready. We've been waiting.
The thing I'm excited about is their excitement, is the kids' excitement. I mean, they come to work every day. They're excited. We talk about having day one enthusiasm. And, you know, usually you see a lull second week, practice, and I haven't seen a lull.
Caddo welcomes new coach Jeff Wigington to 8-man football. He was most recently an assistant at Plano in Texas. The Bruins are looking to get past the second round of playoffs where they've lost the last 3 seasons. Luckily, though, they've got a strong foundation to build on with their entire O-line returning.
It doesn't matter where I've been. It comes down to the line of scrimmage. You've got to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and you've got to be able to run the football. If you can do those things, the passing part of it is just a bonus.
The Medill Wildcats are looking to bounce back after a program drought of missing the playoffs for 7 straight seasons and wrapping up the 23 season. Just 2-8, but new head coach John Heemner has flipped the mindset of the Wildcats, and they're out to prove themselves this season.
I want our kids to have a great experience. So our job as coaches is to come out every day and give them an opportunity to grow as people and grow as players, and so that's what we're working towards, and if we'll do that, the results will come on the field.
So, everybody's just excited about it, but stack them days, one practice at a time, everybody's gonna be ready to play.
Well, game number 1 for Heemner and his Wildcats this year, the Marshall County Super Bowl, and they're gonna want to get that trestle painted back black and gold.
And that's a big game. Kingston, they might not even need to pull the paint out. We're gonna check in with the Redskins and the other 2A schools. That's coming up right after the break.
Well, welcome back into our 2024 Oklahoma High School football preview show. And Brigg, 2A, going to look a little bit different this year.
That's right, Adam. The OSSAA has decided to split 2A into 2 divisions, which means 2 state champions and twice as many playoff games for our Texoma teams to aim for.
Well, let's see how our 2A Division I schools are feeling heading into 2024.
The Kingston Redskins were left shocked in 2023 after a dominant 10-2 season, taking home the district championship before being bounced early in the second round of the playoffs. Now, the Redskins are ready for a revenge tour in hopes of bringing back a gold ball to Kingston for the first time since 1980, but this year's route will be different.
It's going to be very difficult because they divided us into 2A1 and 2A2, and so we're in 2A1 and we're in a new district. We got sent to the east side, and within our district, Kiefer was 13-1. Brigg was 11-1. They were both district champions in their district. We were district champion in our district.
The Hugo Buffaloes came up short of a playoff appearance for the first time in 5 years, and despite the herd only having 7 seniors, numbers are up this season, and head coach Christopher Gross knows what will get Hugo back over the hump.
I think some senior leadership this year will lead us the way. Like I said, we're out here working our butts off. We just have a great group, and they're hungry and they're ready to go, and they're mad about not making the playoffs last year.
The Dixon Comets turned it around after back-to-back 1-win seasons, finishing 2023 4-6, now with an experienced roster on the hunt for their first playoff appearance since 2020, and dropping from 3A to 2A, the Comets are a team you might want to watch out for.
Number one thing we want is a home playoff game. That would be incredible in the town of Dixon. Our people are excited, and I think we've got the talent to do it. This is by far the most talented class overall that I've had since I've been here. So if our work ethic and our teamwork comes together, we can do anything this year.
Switching gears, the Davis Wolves came up just short against Kingston last year in the battle for the district title. So Brigg, I know they're going trophy hunting this year.
That's right, Adam. And our 4 other schools in 2A Division II didn't make the playoffs, so motivation is going to be real high for that group in 2024.
After ending up in 2A Division II this season, the Davis Wolves had their eyes not just on a district title, but they believe their first state title in 10 years is within reach. They have a great group leading the way with 18 seniors on their roster, but as that hype continues to build, head coach Greg Parker is keeping his message simple.
Our goal, and we talk about it every day, it sounds like coach speech, but we want to get better every single day. We want to find some way to get better every single day, and we feel like we do that, we're going to be pretty tough in the end.
When Scott O'Hara first took over at Tishomingo 3 years ago, the Indians were in the middle of a 22-game losing streak. Now, they've won 4 games in back-to-back seasons, a testament to the dedication of his players, including 8 who are 4-year lettermen.
They bought in with their attitude, they bought in with their effort, they bought in with their commitment. Again, the last 2 years we've required a certain amount of workouts for Summer Pride, and we had about 180 total kids in high school and junior high show up, and these guys have said by commitment, by showing up, not by talking, but actually doing.
The Colgate Wildcats didn't have the season they were hoping for in Zach Cater's first year in 2023, finishing just 2-8. But with 19 starters back this season, Cater feels like his guys are ready to take that next step.
Last year, we saw glimpses of it, but we were just never able to piece it back together, whether that's experience or whatnot. But I think these guys also have the confidence that they kind of lacked last year. It was more of a build them up year. Now they've got it, so now we just got to put it all together on a Friday night.
Just down 75, Atoka had a rare down season a year ago, finishing 3-7 and missing the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. That won't fly under head coach Jacob Cupp. However, the Wampus Cats expect this year to be different. 18 starters are back from last year's squad, and that has made a big impact.
Guys know how things are supposed to be, and there's no confusion. I mean, they know they got to show up every day and be ready to go and do the right things the right way, and there's no question either on any of those things. So it's going. I mean, it's been smooth sailing so far.
The Antlers Bearcats have failed to make the playoffs for 2 consecutive seasons, causing some Bearcats to transfer from the grind of high school football. But with the combination of senior leadership and a new district that favors Antlers, hopes are at an all-time high leading into 2024.
Me and these other seniors and this whole team, we just bought into this year and worked our tails off. So it'd be amazing if we just won, a district and even go and chase the gold ball.
And Adam, we've touched on schools from 5A all the way down to 2A, but we're not done just yet.
Yeah, Brigg, a couple more stops left to go, including some 8-man football. Stick around right after this break. Well, for the final time, welcome back into the 2024 Oklahoma High School Football Preview Show.
And Adam, if you like offense, guess what? You're in the right place.
Yeah, Brigg, we've got to talk some 8-man football where points can add up in a hurry.
But that's not all. We've got a couple teams left in Class A that we need to visit, and one that just came off an 8-man football season.
The 2024 season sparks a new challenge for the Wilson Eagles. Due to a rise in enrollment across the district, the Eagles are making the move from 8-man to 11-man football. At the same time, John Williamson and company will try to win the school's first playoff game in over 30 years.
It's a big step for us to notch that first win. So, and I think it'd be big for the community as well too. It's something that since '93, that's a long time ago. So it's something that allows us to have something to hang our hats on.
2023 wasn't an ideal campaign for the Healdton Bulldogs as they finished with just 1 win, but some consistency this offseason and a developing culture has this young squad looking for the come-up. The Bulldogs are entering the second year of the Dylan Terry era, echoing his mantra, chasing best.
In the chasing part, we put a 1 where the I is, and we're trying to have a 1-0 mindset. Just whatever it is, win that day, do our best, and move to the next. Offseason was great. I mean, kids really worked their butt off to get better and improve that 1-9.
The Thackerville Wildcats have punched their ticket to the state quarterfinals in back-to-back years. Now, the road back and further will be even tougher as the Wildcats jump up a classification, bringing some tougher opponents in. But Thackerville knows they just need to stay healthy and compete this season.
My outlook on coming from Class C to Division B2, it might be a little bit tougher, but, we take on a team as they come. So some teams have good nights, some teams don't.
The Foxes finished winless a year ago, but it was still a successful season in their eyes as they completed all 10 games. They'll have to stay healthy again this year. Head coach John Bailey's hoping that he'll have at least 11 players for their season opener as he looks to continue to develop these Foxes.
I don't have a senior on the team this year. I've got 2 guys that are 3-year starters, so not much experience. Like I said, they're not football players yet, but we are stronger and we are definitely in better shape than we have been the last 3 seasons.
Well, we traveled all across southern Oklahoma. We've heard from all of our coaches. Now, Brigg, we're just 48 hours away from 0 week. So what are you most looking forward to in this Oklahoma high school football season?
Adam, I think the greatest thing about this upcoming season is the amount of unknown. We got new head coaches, we got district realignment, and even more state championships, more playoff spots for our Texoma teams.
And we're going to have you covered all fall long on our sister station KTEN with the 1st and 10 every Friday at 10:17. We're going to bring you highlights and reaction from all across Texoma, so make sure to tune in for that for all your high school football coverage. But for now, from Sulphur, he's Brigg Bates. I'm Adam Ogburn. We'll see you this Friday.